curious of your 1,000-foot view of the last 3 games, because obviously the elephant in the room is the lack of offense, but the effort and the execution doesn't really seem to line up with that.
Well, I don't think we've played poorly.
Right.
The effort's been there. Last night we develop 11, 12 scoring chances. Give them credit. They don't give up a lot of shots. They're known as a high offensive team, high octane, but they defend pretty well too. And
is this similar to like earlier in January when the team's playing well but not getting the results, or are there more things that you need to work on in this particular stretch?
When you get shut out 3 times, there's nothing similar to this. So we've got to stay within ourselves here, not get into a little bit of tizzy, and try to get more pucks to the net, try to get some guys untracked, see where we go.
Did you sense in that game at times the guys were maybe letting it get to them, that they hadn't scored in 3 games?
No. They in the games they just play. I mean, they're trying. We had some chances. We had some odd man rushes, a couple other opportunities. Garney walks in and doesn't score. Abels gets one right away in the first period, doesn't score. Blackwood's played pretty well for them. You guys talk about the players that are being traded, not scoring goals. They're not thinking about that. Each shift they go out there and try to do the best they can.
You mentioned the chances. Noah and Sean both mentioned that it's going to maybe take a greasy goal, one of those dirty ones, to kind of break it. Do you feel like that, or do you feel like you guys are creating enough offense that it could come from that?
That's been a big part of our offense this year. Remember, just a few weeks ago, we're averaging over 3 goals a game. We've gotten to a little bit of funk. We've done a lot of work as far as bringing the puck to the back post, bringing pucks to the blue, playing in the blue, and we've been better this year. We've been better in the blue. Transition is a huge part of our offense, and so it all comes into play. We've just got to try to just calm ourselves down and not get talked into being panicked, and play our game and try to find a way to score some goals.
Sean Couturier said last night after the game that it was a lot of one and dones, and it's something we haven't heard for a while. That was a lot in the beginning of the year. There was a lot of one and dones. How do you kind of turn the tide on that kind of thing?
Well, I don't think last night was a lot of one and dones, because I don't think we had much last night at all. So turn the tide on one and dones is being there for rebounds. I mean, this isn't as a coaching staff, you bring up points and try to manufacture goals. You try to help them that way, as far as points of emphasis is being in the blue, not letting the goalie see the puck, putting pucks to the net. Basic stuff offensively. That's what you have to do. You go back to the basic stuff, and I don't think we funnel enough pucks through. I don't think we sift pucks through into the area. If we get people there, it almost demands people to throw some pucks at them. So, we're not going to overthink it. I don't think I've been in a situation where you get shut out 3 games in a row. We just got to work through it, forget about what's happened, and try to be better.
Are you happy at least with the defensive structure? Because that's something that's kind of had ups and downs this year.
Last night our whole game plan was, with that team there, especially against their top line, was to play Cates against them, which we did most of the night. Stay patient, being above the puck, and not give up, not get into a run and gun with them. We did that for a good part of the first part of the game. When we give up a goal, Lott shoots one wide, Bobby Brink goes behind the net, and we give up a 3-on-2, and they score, all of a sudden we just started turning the pucks over. I mean, we had probably 7 or 8 turnovers within that 7 or 8 minute span after getting scored on the first time. That's the part of the game that we have to settle ourselves down on. We can't run and gun with them. It's a little bit of a different lineup. We have to stay patient and just wait for our chances within transition. And I thought we were doing a good job of at least containing them the best way we could. We just absolutely exploded for 7 or 8 minutes of turning pucks over, which fed into their speed and transition.
John, just some logistical things. Ristolainen missed the 3rd period. Is he? Yeah. It's not a major thing, but
no.
Okay.
No. I'm not sure what it turns into. But as of today, when I talk to him, we'll see what happens tomorrow.
And then Nick Deloria, I know it seemed like he was getting closer. Is he cleared yet? Or?
I'm not sure what the paperwork is, but he's cleared. Whether the paperwork, I don't think the paperwork's been put in as far as taking him off the IR, but he's healthy. So that's something Danny and I and the medical guys have to go through today. Depending on if these guys come. I'm not sure if the guys we traded for will be able to get here for the game. Still working on that, so there's a lot of moving pieces.
So that's still a possibility?
That's still a possibility, yeah.
Sean, you've coached in a lot of places. Is this one of the wildest practice rinks you've ever seen?
Yeah, I've never been here. It's my first time in here, and yeah, but like the boys were saying, if you get pissed off at a player, tell him to take his skates off and go run a few laps. But
send him on the long track.
If you had access to an oval in training camp, we might have
it gives you
thing
some
on
interesting ideas, that's for sure. Yes.